AM 95.9 FM, streaming worldwide at KELPradio.com.
915 Talk is a production of Desert Voice Media. You can visit desertvoice.media to learn more.
915 TALK.
The world is looking at El Paso.
What will we say to the world? From the KELP studio in El Paso, this is 915 Talk.
And now your host.
Good afternoon, beautiful citizens of the borderland. This is 915 Talk. I am your host, Andy Freck. It's a beautiful Monday, March 2nd, year of our Lord, 2026, and we have Mac Daddy Del Norte on the board. Mac Daddy, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, Andy. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
You know, I must say I'm doing pretty tranquilo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, life is good. We continue on this educational journey as we learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know what I'm thinking about today, Mac Daddy Del Norte?
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about running.
Oh, what are you running for?
But before we get into the conversation about running, let's talk about walking.
Oh, okay.
What's the farthest you think you've ever walked outside?
Good question. Well, I was in Nashville not long ago, and we had to walk from the convention center all the way to the hotel. So
yeah, we were saving money. We were saving money. We went for a walk.
We did go for a walk.
Yeah,
really beautiful walk too.
Yeah, but it's good for you. You know, it's healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
And then let's get back to El Paso. That was us in Nashville. Did you notice, like a week ago last Sunday, getting to church was like you had to take a different route?
Yes, I did. Yes, traffic was in the way, but not the traffic we expected.
It was the El Paso Marathon.
Yes.
Oh man. So we're going to be talking about the marathon. We're going to be talking about using races or running as a way to raise money for nonprofits.
Oh, cool.
And we have with us the man who's going to tell us how all that works.
Nice.
He's with Race Adventures Unlimited. They organize the El Paso Marathon and over 60 races a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, see, while you're talking about how you walk a long way to go to a hotel, it was like a 15-minute walk.
Yeah.
These guys are running all the time.
Wow.
So it's going to be super fun to dive into this and talk about running, fundraising, and really just a love for the community. So without further ado, let's give a very warm Borderland welcome to the one and the only Mr. Mike Coulter.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Mike, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I ran right into that intro. Didn't I?
Yeah, well, he was a little slow with getting the applause going. Yeah. Wow, so you were a true son of the borderland.
That's correct. I was born and raised.
Okay. And where did the love for running come in?
Well, I got into it. I was 26 before I ever ran.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I ran from people or from, but I just, it didn't make much sense to me. And the running boom hadn't started yet. You know, the big jogging thing is, I'm going back a few years.
Right.
I'm a little bit older than you are. So, but anyway, it wasn't a thing I understood at all. And then I got invited. I was working for a local restaurant, and the owner was a runner, and he came in one day and he said, "You need as many of you as want to run the international 15K, I'll pay for it." And there was about 15 of us that signed up for it, and it was my very first race.
Is that the one that goes in and out between El Paso and Juarez?
That's correct. Yeah, back in those days, it actually went into Juarez. It started in El Paso, went into Juarez, and then came back and finished in El Paso.
Okay.
So it was, and it's just electric running over in Juarez. It's wonderful. So I was hooked from that point on.
That's so fun. Just this idea that you didn't understand it all those years. And I mean, of course, the joke is you never see someone smiling when they're running.
Maybe after.
Yeah,
maybe
after.
after the day after, maybe. But
yeah. I know sometimes when I'm driving around town or walking around town, you'll see these folks out, and and they look like they're in such great physical condition. But I think it would do a lot for the brand if they would smile a little bit more, Mike.
Yeah, pretty intense, right? A lot of intensity.
Right. So how did you do in the 15K that first time?
I did okay. I
Yeah?
did okay. Yeah, I did well enough without training. I thought, well, maybe if I train a little bit, I might be able to run a little faster.
So you kind of felt like a little bit of a competitive urge to improve
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So my second race was the Trans Mountain Challenge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and at that time it was a 15K as well. And so I ran over the mountain and I bested my time by about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And that's going over the mountain. So it's a wonder. It's just amazing what happens when you train.
So is the 15K just going across Trans Mountain?
Exactly. You started at I-10.
Okay.
And finished at the Wilderness Park Museum back then.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And I guess the second half of that race is more fun than the first half.
Yeah, a lot more fun. Yeah.
But it's interesting. You start on the west side and go east.
Mm-hmm.
You're facing the sun the whole way, or
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Once you get to the top of the mountain, you're running right into the sun.
Okay.
Beautiful thing to do. Beautiful.
All right. So I've never heard of 15Ks. I guess that's about 9 miles. Is that something that's still going on? 15Ks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not as popular as 10s or half marathons.
Okay.
And that's what happened to the Trans Mountain Challenge is they moved finish locations and start locations, and a group of people got together and said, why don't we just do a half marathon? It's close enough. Why don't we just do that?
I mean, but by the time you've gone 10 miles, might as well run another
3.1. Yeah. Why not?
Gotcha. Okay, so El Paso Marathon this a week ago Sunday. Am I right to understand that was the biggest marathon ever for El Paso?
That's correct. Yeah, actually, it's the organization that produces that is the El Paso Runners Foundation.
Okay.
Formerly known as the El Paso Marathon Foundation.
Okay.
They changed the name of the foundation about 5 years ago. Just to better convey what their mission is, and that's it's for runners. It's not just marathon runners. And so, anyway, but yeah, this year was our largest year by far. We had about 1,800 more runners this year than we did last year.
Wow!
And last year was our record.
Okay.
So just a huge year for us. And last year we had 547 marathon runners.
Right.
Yeah, this year we had over 824.
Wow.
So
yeah,
a lot of people are stepping up their distance, so it's really exciting.
That's super cool. Okay, so it's this foundation, and then your part?
I'm the race director.
Okay, so what does that mean?
I get to I wear a lot of hats.
Okay.
Logistics, promotions, you name it. So I work on. We go to work. The race is in February. We go to work for the next year in March. So
you're already planning for next year.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got to evaluate what you did right or wrong this year, and then kick it off for the next year.
Right.
Because marathon runners, they'll sign up for a race a year in advance.
Interesting.
So you got to start the planning and working with the city, and it's 26 miles. So
right.
that's a route to plan.
Okay, so the part I know is it starts at San Jacinto Plaza.
That's correct.
Ends there as well?
That's correct.
Okay, and I know you go down Montana.
No.
You don't go down Montana?
No, we cross Montana several times, and that's where you go. You go to St. What church do you go to? First Baptist?
Well, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel?
So I live right central, and my son called me because he was like, "What do I do?" I said, "You drive around it." but he was unsure because he couldn't get across Montana at Copia.
Yeah.
But you go down Montana a little bit.
No. We cross it. We cross Montana at Brown.
Okay.
At
Interesting.
Radford.
Maybe he was just making up a reason why he was late for church.
And then Sioux Street. And then we cross Hawkins.
Okay.
And Edgemere.
Okay.
So
and so what's the outer edge? Like you're starting at San Jacinto. Where do you kind of start turning around? Or
we turn around at Album Park. Edgemere,
oh wow! Okay.
Edgemere and Wedgwood is when we start to head back.
Okay, and is it the same route going back, or is it a different?
It's a little different.
Okay.
It's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What are some things with organizing a race like this that probably don't cross a lot of people's minds? It doesn't have to be the biggest thing, but you talk about working with the city. There has to be police presence, of course, to keep people who are nervous about being late to church. You got to go a different way, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What are some of the organizational parts?
Well, there were 133 police officers out there that day, by the way. So
wow,
and that requires race day. It requires constant communication with them as well, because they are our eyes and ears out on the course. So that kind of coordination, a good relationship with them. And the other thing I think people don't understand is that we had 15 water stations out there.
Okay.
15 water stations.
Right, so that's every little over a mile and a half, whatever that would be.
Yeah, on the return, the marathoners get it every mile. But
right.
And then race weekend, there's in the neighborhood of 400 volunteers that it takes to produce this thing.
Right, because I didn't even think of this, but like if you have 6,800 participants. And you said roughly 700 did the full marathon. You need water for 700 people.
That's correct.
And so that's a lot of water.
Well,
I don't know what else is there at the water station.
Yeah, there are more than 5,000 people on the course that day.
Right.
Between the 5K, the half marathon, and the marathon.
Uh-huh.
So you've got water, electrolyte drinks, and entertainment, and we engage our water stations to provide entertainment by having a competition. So they've got to be manned by a nonprofit.
Oh, interesting.
And then they compete for cash prizes.
Oh, wow.
So, we started that many, many years ago when the rock and roll marathons were gaining their popularity, and they had a rock band at every mile. We can't afford to do that. But what we could do is incentivize our water stations to get engaged. And so I'll invite you to look at our Facebook page after a while.
Right, that's super cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. You should see the top 5 that we had,
Right.
They were just incredible.
So if someone has a nonprofit, they can, I guess, apply to run a water station, and they'll be part of a competition. But then the other part of that is hundreds and thousands of people really will see them that day.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I've
never thought of that. That's so cool.
Our first place water station was actually not a nonprofit, but the monies that they win, and this is like the 3rd year that they've done this, is that they end up winning the competition, but what they do is they turn around and give that money to a nonprofit.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, it's really neat to see them do that. But we had the Center Against Sexual and Family Violence. They participated, Boys and Girls Club, the Opportunity Center for the Homeless. So all these different nonprofits were out there on race day. It's really neat, and they get to tell their story. So
right, this is so cool because what I'm reminded of is very early on in my radio ministry. It wasn't that long ago, actually, year and a half ago. Had someone come in and kind of provide some consulting for us. And one of the things he said was radio is a conduit for relationship. And what I'm thinking about is you're naming all these different organizations, is running can be a conduit for relationship and for people to connect with one another.
Yeah. And we see that here locally. What we saw was already happening in other parts of the country was the rise of the run club, and that during COVID that's when things really took off here in El Paso, because people discovered we can gather outside, we can still be together and have this social interaction and be in a safe place. And so it really took off.
Love it so much. If you're just joining us with Mike Coulter, he is the race director of the El Paso Marathon. He's also with, what is it, Racing Adventures?
Race Adventures.
Race Adventures Unlimited. And I do want to get into the nuts and bolts of if someone is interested in doing a 5K or something like that to promote their nonprofit. But first, we do need to take a break. Folks are interested. It's Race Adventures unlimited.com. And we'll talk more about that. But first, we do need to take this break. Before we go into the break, this is your daily reminder that 915 Talk is a production of Desert Voice Media. And you can listen to this or any previous 915 Talk conversation by going to the website, which is just that, desertvoice.media. Also, I do want to invite people to find the KELP Christian Radio Facebook page and like and subscribe, comment, just be a part of the social media. Also, 915 Talk is the YouTube channel. If you subscribe and comment and all that, that's just a help for us. We're also seeing more and more people listen to this program via podcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find 915 Talk. And however you listen, I think most of you are listening via the radio. We're so grateful to each and every one of you for joining us on this journey as we learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory. We're going into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
915 Talk is listener supported and is a production of Desert Voice Media. That's right. It's people just like you who make this program possible. Together with Desert Voice, you can learn how to better serve our neighbors and pray for our community. To become a Desert Voice Media partner, you can visit desertvoice.media. That's right. That's the website, desertvoice.media. Take a look and join us today in reaching our borderland for Christ.
This is Pastor Steve Castrita. I'd like to extend the invitation for you to join us in service every Saturday at 5 p.m. at Redeeming Grace Church, El Paso. We are located at 2400 George Dieter inside Iglesia Philadelphia. We're a young church on the east side of El Paso with no smoke, no lasers, and no gimmicks, just the uncompromising Word of God and a call to win the 915 for Jesus Christ. We'd love to meet you and your family. God bless you, and thank you for listening to KELP.
915.
Testify.
When I was 11 years old, my parents had an abusive relationship that ended with a divorce. My father began drinking excessively and my mother left us. I took responsibility for my siblings, but in the process, I built up aggression and anger because I didn't have a normal teenage life. I began fighting and got kicked out of school. My last fight led to charges being pressed against me. I was on the path to juvenile. Thankfully, it did not go any further. I was giving community hours. In search of a place that could help me, I ended up in church. During the worship practices, I fell in love with the music they played for God. I was asked if I wanted to sing with the band. I automatically said yes. I married the worship leader and now have 2 beautiful kids. God rescued me from the dark path I was on and molded me to the wife and mother I am today. He brought the peace that I was in search of during my teenage years. My name is Jeanette Delgado. If God did this for me, He can do it for you.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb
And by the word of their testimony.
Desertvoice.media.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
And we are back. You are listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we're with Mike Coulter. He's with Race Adventures Unlimited. And we've been talking about the El Paso Marathon, where he was the race director. He's already preparing for next year's marathon. Who won the marathon?
I believe his name was Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
He soldier at UTEP. I'm sorry, at Fort Bliss, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he's on the Army 10-miler team.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's super cool.
He kind of had to run by himself for a long time. He was that fast. It was pretty incredible. He came within, I think, 2 minutes of our record time.
Oh, wow.
And the course is a difficult course, so that says a lot of his ability, because our record was set on a flat course, and there are a lot of hills in this year's event. So.
That's great. Do you remember what the time was?
2:35, I believe.
That's faster than any marathon I've ever run.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
How
about
really
that?
Fast.
Yeah, it's real. It is very fast.
That is blazing.
I even got comments from some of the policemen that were out on the course. I saw them after the fact, and that guy was flying. He was all by himself.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So this is a little bit awkward to ask about, but I had someone kind of confess to me that they didn't sign up for the marathon on time. and they showed up and ran without a number. What would the El Paso Marathon director say about those folks?
We're not pleased. Certainly not pleased. We appreciate their enthusiasm, but we're not pleased.
Pass that along.
Yeah, one of the things that people don't take into consideration, they don't think about this, is what keeps me awake at night is that people will be safe out on the course.
Sure.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
I really worry about that until
right.
it's all said and done. And should something happen to a non-registered runner out there, I'm going to be responsible for that.
Wow.
And I'm not going to know who they are because they're not registered.
Oh, wow.
And so we had people swapping bibs and selling bibs and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And that's a major concern is that somebody gets hurt and I don't know who they are.
Sure.
And I've heard stories. There was a particular event in Mexico where a wife received a phone call that her husband had been taken to the hospital. Well, it wasn't her husband. It was somebody else that he had sold his number to. So that's what people don't think about.
Yeah,
it's like we're just going to have a
exactly.
good time and go for a run. And something happens, and then we have a problem.
But is it true that you you maxed out registration?
That's correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how does that work with even the starting line? Is it just a giant crowd or?
Yeah, it took approximately 8 minutes for the half marathon to clear the start line.
Oh, wow.
And the 5K was in the neighborhood of 9 or 10 minutes. So
wow,
that's a long time to get people started.
I guess the 5K goes first because they're faster?
No, we'd let the marathoners go first so they can get out and they make their way out.
Hopefully get ahead of the crowd.
Correct. And then when they return, the shorter races are finished. The 5K is completely finished, and the half marathon before our first marathoner comes back in.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
Most of the half marathoners are in, so
Yeah.
it helps with traffic, and just gives the marathoners more time to be out there in the cooler weather.
Wow. Okay, so marathoners first. Yeah, I guess that does make more sense. If someone is out there listening right now, I know a lot of churches, nonprofits are listening right now. Walk us through what needs to happen if they want to do like a fundraising 5K.
Well, the first thing to do is look at a budget.
Okay.
To determine whether or not you can raise either through sponsorship dollars or you're confident that you can get enough participants to pay the bills.
Sure.
There are a lot of associated expenses that go into this. So that's number one. When somebody gives me a call is I shoot them a sample budget, just kind of an idea of how much a race costs to put on for 200 people. And I use the number 200 for a couple of reasons. Is that if you do it right and don't have any sponsorship, you get 200 people, you're going to break even.
Okay.
And then it looks good if you have sponsors.
Yeah.
So if you have sponsors, you got 200 people out there, it looks pretty good.
Right.
So anyway, that's number one. And the second thing we do is timeline, because these things don't happen overnight.
Sure.
You've got permitting to do, you've got promotion to do, you've got sponsorships to do, all those things that go into it. So we usually work on an 18-week timeline.
Okay. And Race Adventures Unlimited helps out with the permitting and setting everything up?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's what we do.
That's
what we do.
All right. 60 some races a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
About 80% of them, 85% of them, we do what we call race direction, and that's all the logistics that go into putting a race on. And then I get to time some races, which means somebody else does all that, and I just show up and time them.
Okay.
And that's what we do in Las Cruces and Cloudcroft and Ruidoso,
Right.
Alamogordo.
Okay. And do you run in any of these races yourself?
No, I lost that. It's been, I think 2009 was my last marathon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And
I can't race locally. I'm working.
Right.
So,
right. Okay.
So it's got to plan to leave town.
Right. Okay. And you say you can do the races in Las Cruces, Alamogordo, Cloudcroft, Ruidoso. In Cloudcroft, is it like a local organization up there, or is it someone from El Paso running those races?
It was a local.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Cloudcroft runners. There was a couple up there that put something together, and they produced 3 or 4 races a year up there, and have since sold that. They sold those races to somebody that's based out of Las Cruces. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And you're saying really to pay the bills, you want 200 racers, at least to break even. Of course, ideally, you want more than that because the idea is to raise money. What are some other tips you would give to a nonprofit that's considering this kind of fundraising event?
Yeah, get a team.
Okay.
Get a team together that can help you produce it. That's really, really important. There's strength in community. So get a team together that's committed to pulling it off and gathering sponsorships, volunteers, encouraging other people to run. All of us have at least 5 friends.
Sure.
So you have a good committee together, you can get half of your total participation just from your committee.
Right. And so I guess the idea is, this is, I guess, a real obvious question, but each participant pays an entry fee.
Correct.
And that's where the funds come in. And so you need 200 people giving X amount of money, and then you'll cover the costs, and whatever's beyond that can go to the organization to help out whatever that cause is.
Exactly. The most successful events that take place are really they make their money off of sponsorships. That's really
okay.
That's really how they make the money.
Okay, it's not off the participants.
No.
Okay,
I'm just saying if you don't get the sponsorships and you get 200 people, then you can cover the nut. But so that's the other question: is that determine your demographic? Do you have a network of people within your sphere of influence where you can go and make the ask? So because different causes are more compelling to different people, so that's kind of have to determine that.
Yeah, sure. And can you maybe paint a picture of, or maybe even give us specifically an organization that's doing really well with these fundraising 5Ks, and kind of what does that look like for them?
We've done fairly well with the marathon, and I think another organization that pops in. There's a couple. You mentioned the Braden and Bood Foundation. They've stopped doing their race, but they were wildly successful in raising sponsor dollars. There's another event coming up in April. It's called Kicking Asphalt.
Okay.
And it's done for the Center for Children. And he does incredibly well with sponsorships. Incredibly well. Okay. And I think Adrian's key to success is he's not afraid to ask anybody for anything. Because there's no rhyme or reason to his sponsorship, who they are.
Right.
There's not this common thread. It's just he'll ask anybody for money. And he does very, very well. And he's open. And that's the other thing when I talk to people about sponsorship is give them an opportunity to say yes. If they say, that's too much, well, how about this? You could help us with this, whether it's an in-kind donation or it's just a small donation.
Sure.
You always want to give people the opportunity to say yes and get involved.
Yeah, you have to have someone with that passion, like you're talking about this guy, Adrian, who's running this race and just out there knocking doors and just saying, hey, this is what we're doing. Love that passion. For our listeners, what would you all say to a Desert Voice Media 5K? Where are we going to do that?
Let's do it.
What part of town?
Yeah, let your listeners answer that.
Okay,
where they'd like to see it. There's a lot. El Paso's a great running community. I mean, the marathon takes place in February. We had people from 48 different states.
Wow.
And you can tell the people from the Midwest and the East Coast because they get down here and they've got shorts on and short sleeves. And they're just loving the weather. And,
sure.
It's a great place to run.
Right.
It's just a great place to run. And so you really can't miss. You can find a place anywhere in the city pretty much where to do an event. It just determine where do you want to do that? We've got people running races in McKellican Canyon. Yeah. Which that's not easy, but it's a neat place to do it, and the scenery is great.
Yeah, of course. I think you and I chatted a bit on the phone a few weeks ago, and downtown is a little bit complicated, but it's super popular among runners to run downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. Not that long ago, 6 or 7 years ago, running down. We've been downtown. The El Paso Marathon has been downtown since day one, and consistently each year we'd get feedback from people that were just amazed at downtown El Paso. And we still get that because we're a community that people have a tendency to camp out where they live.
Sure.
And they just don't get around as much. And there's just so much history and so many cool buildings downtown. It's a thrill to run down there.
That's super cool. If you're just joining us with Mike Coulter, he's the race director of the El Paso Marathon. He's also with Race Adventures Unlimited. The website is raceadventuresunlimited.com. We have a lot more to talk about, but first we have Charlie One on the phone. Charlie One, what are you seeing out on the roads this afternoon?
Andy, several trouble spots that we're up against right now. First of all, let's go downtown where we have Rio Grande and Yandel injury crash there. PD Fire Department there. Let's go to the valley. Alameda and Americas, a very busy intersection with a crash here. That's Alameda and Americas. Jump to the east side. George Dieter and Pebble Hills again. Very busy intersection there. George Dieter and Pebble Hills to have a crash. Also Santa Maria and Venado on a wreck there. Northeast, Marcus Uribe and Bullseye. Crash is working there. Go out to the Horizon area, Horizon and Ashford on a wreck. The sheriffs will be on that one. But we see a lot of congestion right now. The tight spot will be I-10 East at Artcraft there. They take away the left lane for construction. You are backed up, bumper to bumper, all the way back to Trade Center. So from Trade Center up to the Artcraft area, you're bumper to bumper, single file there. So really tight, jammed up traffic right there, Andy.
Charlie One, this afternoon we have Mike Coulter with us. He's the race director of the El Paso Marathon. He's also with Race Adventures Unlimited. We're talking about running in El Paso, and I know that a marathon runner needs to be real careful about what they eat before the marathon. But I know a lot of our Borderland runners really want to celebrate when they cross that finish line after 26.2 miles of running with a good bowl of menudo. Where would you recommend they find that bowl of menudo?
Yeah, they can find it. You know, that's one thing because if you try to, a steak's going to really bog you down. Steak's going to really be heavy stuff. But menudo, it's like it's a soup. It's a soup, but it has all kinds of stuff in it that's real good for you. It has the tripe. It has the hominy that's in it. So Eastside Choice Meats, Molan and Traywood, and it's prepared. It's homemade. You can pick it up there at Eastside Choice Meats and then warm it up whenever you want to eat it, morning, night, or whatever. Eastside Choice Meats, Molan and Traywood, Andy.
Thank you, Charlie One. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're back with Mike Coulter. Have you ever thought of offering menudo at your drink stations during the marathon?
Actually, one of our water stations did that one year. Yes.
No.
That's Eastside Rotary Club. It was the best fed water station on the course. Wildly popular. That's a funny story. I was trying to get hold of one of my volunteers that was supposed to be driving around and doing hot shots for the water stations, and I couldn't find him. I finally found him at that water station and interrupted his meal. So
were runners stopping for menudo?
Yes. It was amazing.
I feel like at this point I need to say that nothing in this broadcast is any way to be construed as medical advice.
That's correct. That's correct.
We're just telling a story about menudo. Yeah. That is the most El Paso moment I've ever heard in my life. A menudo water station during a marathon.
And we have historically, part of our post-race snack that you get at the finish line have been burritos. So.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Every year for 20 years. We've had burritos at the finish line.
Well, I bet the folks from back east who fly in for the marathon think that's fantastic.
Quite an experience. Yeah. Quite an experience. And we haven't even started to talk about trail running. And trail running here in El Paso is just a phenomenal opportunity. I don't know if you know this or not, but the Franklin National Park here is the largest urban park in the nation.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's huge. And the networks of trails there are just fantastic, and trail runners, especially the ultra trail runners, I think their main purpose, the main reason that they run trails and run ultra, which is anything over a 26.2, is that they get to eat whatever they want to while they're doing it, to maintain the energy and such. So I think That's their reasons.
Okay, so Mac Daddy Del Norte at the beginning of the program was talking about how he had to walk to a hotel from a conference center. It was about a 15-minute walk. Just in the context of that conversation, you're talking about ultra trail runners. These are people who run more than 26 miles, 26.2, I guess, around the trails here in El Paso. And are there I guess there's probably trail marathons?
Yeah, we don't have one. The Human Potential, they're out of Colorado, comes down and does their events here, and so they've got an ultra. They've got an ultra. I think they've got a 30-miler.
Okay,
and then I think they have a 24-hour, which is just
here in El Paso.
Yes, sir.
A 24-hour.
Yeah, trail run. So.
You're actually running. I was hoping a 24-hour picnic.
What else would you do for 24 hours?
Eat menudo.
No, but the trail runners are a unique breed.
Yeah, and where are they normally running? Is it like
like a
10-mile trail? What area?
They'll start on the west side in the state park and run north and then cross over, hit Canyon and then back towards Tin Mine and North Peak and do it over again, I guess. But
oh man,
yeah.
But that's not in the fundraising thing. That's more. What can you help me understand why people do this?
It's it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's quite an experience. Just pushing yourself. I mean,
Sure.
just pushing yourself to the limit, and you've got to be real comfortable with running by yourself.
Oh,
and I think that's the other part of it. I run 90% of my running is on trails.
Oh,
yeah, it's just you're in God's country. No
Right.
traffic, no traffic to worry about, and the trails are more forgiving on your body, believe it or not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Rather than pavement or concrete. So, and again, it's just beautiful. The desert is beautiful, man. Just beautiful in East Franklin. There's so many trails up there that, the views and what you get to see is very, very unique.
Okay,
and like I said, you're by yourself. There's nobody else out there. Usually,
right.
Rarely do I see people when I'm out there running on the trails.
Right. So, give us one trail that you really enjoy running on.
I think, my favorite trail is Baylor Pass. That's up in Las Cruces.
Okay.
And it starts on the west side of the mountain, and you run over to the east side and finish in Aguirre Springs.
Okay.
And that's just one of my favorite trails. And
Okay,
the
so-
other one is that there's one in Cloudcroft that I just love. The rim trail there is just phenomenal.
So Baylor Pass in Las Cruces, you're starting on the west side of the mountain. You're running over, and you end up at some water.
Aguirre Springs is a park.
Okay.
Where, there's picnic areas. You can camp there, and it's just really, really neat.
Oh, that's super cool. And then I missed the one in Cloudcroft.
Rim Trail.
Okay, I know that one.
Yeah, it's along the Sunspot Highway, and just the views. It's my screensaver.
Okay, it's your screensaver.
Yeah.
What about the lack of oxygen?
You get over it.
You get over
Run slower.
Yeah. I feel like we need to make a.
It's worth it.
Make a T-shirt. Quote: "Get over it." Mike Coulter, Racing Adventures Unlimited.
Just get over it.
Yeah, super cool to learn about this. Really, it's a whole culture. It's a way of life. It's getting out of your house, going and do something, meeting other people, doing something that's healthy. And in the situation of a lot of these fundraisers, you're helping out some really, really good causes. I'm looking here. You have the Children's Grief Center. I see Emmanuel Christian School. That's one I know. The Desert View Elementary Dash for Autism. Kickin' Asphalt, which you mentioned, Community Partners of El Paso, so many. And again, running can be a conduit for relationship and community. Love that so much. If you're just joining us with Mike Coulter, again, it's Race Adventures Unlimited. RaceAdventuresUnlimited.com is the website. We do need to take a break. This is the part of the broadcast where KELP Radio would like to thank all of its impact partners. These are local businesses, nonprofits, educational institutions, churches that have joined us in our efforts to serve our community through radio ministry. The one I want to point out today is Sun City Calvary Chapel. I had the privilege of being with them yesterday. What a great church on El Paso's west side. Really, you sense a lot of life when you go there. Particularly if you're on El Paso's west side, if you're looking for a church, if you don't have a church home, check out Sun City Calvary Chapel. They're in the Impact Partners section of our website, which is KELPradio.com. Also, their pastor, Terry Gray, has a daily radio program. It's called Summons. It immediately follows this broadcast at 5 p.m. each weekday, and I do hope that you stay tuned for Summons with Pastor Terry Gray of Sun City Calvary Chapel. Again, a thank you to all these nonprofits, churches, educational institutions, businesses that have joined KELP Radio in our efforts to serve our community. If you run a business, if you manage or own a business and you're interested in learning what it means to become a KELP Impact Partner, you can just reach out to us through the website, KELPradio.com. We can just have a short conversation and you can learn if possibly we would be a fit to work together in that. We need to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Have you ever wondered what it might be like to connect your Sunday faith with your Monday work? Hi, my name is Tiffany Etterling, and I'm the host of a brand new program right here on KELP called the 323 Podcast. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, do it as unto the Lord. Through stories and conversations with business leaders and difference makers, the 323 Podcast equips listeners to honor God in the way they lead, create, and serve. Because in everything we do, our work can reflect the one we serve. Join me each and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for the 323 Podcast, right here on KELP Radio.
Important announcement. You can now feed your mind, feed your soul with the KELP Radio app. Listen to your favorite Christian teaching and talk programs on your smartphone from anywhere in the world with the KELP Radio app. You can download the app on your App Store now.
Greetings, KELP listeners. This is Terry Gray, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Sun City, and speaker on the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on this station. Calvary Chapel, Sun City is located at 960 West Borderland Road on the west side of El Paso. We hold services on Wednesday evenings at 7 and on Sunday mornings at 9 and 11. If you are without a church home, we would love to have you join us for worship and Bible study. You can find out more information about us on the web at www.ccsuncity.org.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we're with Mike Coulter. He's with Racing Adventures Unlimited. The website is racingadventuresunlimited.com. If you're listening to this and you're like, oh man, my church or nonprofit needs to do some kind of fundraiser, Mike, you were saying, you kind of, just as a ballpark, you want to make sure you have 200 people show up to make it worth it, and you can get sponsors, all these different kind of things. If you could improve one thing about running around El Paso, what would that one thing be?
My dream for years has been for us to have an urban park where you could maybe do a 5K loop, just a 5K.
Okay.
One time around. Okay. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
All right. So
some of the larger markets, most of their races are run in parks. In parks.
Okay.
And we just don't have a super huge green space like that. And to me, that just would be outstanding,
So it would be like the circumference of the park would be roughly 5K?
Yeah. That'd be neat, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be
Do
fantastic.
it twice around, you got a 10K.
All right. Do you have any thoughts on where we're going to put this park?
I've had dreams. But
tell me about your dreams.
Yeah. I thought it would be really neat, but it's impractical.
Yeah.
You know, the area where just under the spaghetti bowl and kind of go west that way a bit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that area.
Central and,
you know. All right. Well, if we can get a park that big in Central, I'll make this program only about that.
Okay.
We will support it 100%.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. But in general, like El Paso compared to other cities, like just running down the road, that kind of thing. Is it friendly for that? Or is there like some things that can be improved?
There's some neighborhoods that are more friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's reality of it.
Yeah, that's probably true for any city.
The Upper Valley is outstanding, and Kern area as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you run east of Mesa and stick close to the mountain, people are used to seeing people run like that. And it's such a blessing that they close Scenic Drive on Sundays so that people can go over, up and over, and there's not any traffic at all.
Right.
So they're working on some stuff. The Paso del Norte Trail is we partnered with them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation did. And just looking forward to the completion of that, where there's a continuous trail all the way from the New Mexico border to it would be great to get it all the way to Clint, but and it would be really neat if it could
That would be
it would be
amazing.
amazing if it could be continuous, but there's just so many breaks in it right now but it's the vision that they have is impressive, and I appreciate that, and I look forward to it being completed someday.
Right. Okay. So I mean, we can dream for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of a trail going from really the west side of El Paso all the way to Clint, and for running, I assume bicycling as well, walking, whatever the case would be, and it's the idea is for it not to be on a road; it's a trail.
Yes, exactly. Free from traffic, and of course you'd have to cross some roads,
of course,
but to be able to do that, I was in Fort Worth around last Christmas, and ran the Trinity Trail there, and that it's just outstanding along the river, and it's just wonderful, and so I look forward to them making some progress in that.
Right.
The marathon actually started in San Elizario.
Okay.
We did it 3 years where we bused marathoners to San Elizario High School, and they ran to the Coliseum. And
wow.
A good portion of that was
like a one-way race.
Correct. It was a point-to-point. And the half marathon got to run on the trail as well, the Paso del Norte Trail. So it's really it's in its infancy, but it's a great resource, and very few people know about it. Very few people know about it. Yeah.
It's so interesting. So there's more trail. If I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, there's more trail out in the San Elizario area than there are in some parts of El Paso.
No, actually, we ran on the roads until we had to get all the way to just west of the casino, and then got up on the trail and then ran it back into Escárate, and
very
then
cool.
Ran through Escárate a little bit, and then out onto the street and finished at the Coliseum. But you can run from Country Club to Anthony on a trail.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
You need to check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out. And so these pieces are there.
Right.
It's just putting them all together.
Do you know what some of the challenges are in putting them together? Is it just like zoning? Is it money?
Money. All of the above.
Right.
All of the above. Because that trail ends at Country Club. And then I believe that the city of Sunland Park in New Mexico, they're working on that section of it. And then there's a little bit of a trail around Rosas Cantina. You know where that is on Donovan?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a trail.
There's a trail there.
Yes. That's part of that vision. And then
interesting.
And then it finishes, it dumps out right at Executive Center. So,
oh wow!
So again, all these little pieces, and
Uh-huh.
getting access to it and putting them together is the big challenge.
Right.
Funding and such.
Yeah, of course. And it's super fun to hear about that. I hope for our audience that they share your excitement for it, and for me, it's super interesting to hear about. And it's a lot more fun to ride a bicycle down a trail than a city street when you're nervous and maybe not used to doing it. And where I grew up in Ohio, we had great bike trails that were part of the old canal system, and they put them together. And it was such a great thing for the community. People would get out there every weekend or in the evenings, whatever the case would be. And how fantastic would that be for our community with so many huge projects going on, but putting all these pieces together would be, I think, a massive...
Well, I invite you to check it out. Go to Escárate, and then there's part of that, that's where that trail starts.
Okay.
And then it goes east. And it's fantastic. It's paved. They've got lighting. They have these little fitness stations, here and there. And then they've got benches. And
that's so great.
And again, it's just not, it's not miles and miles and miles and miles, but it's a good start.
That's cool. Part of it does, I believe, go right by our AM towers, so I need to go there sometime and drive from there.
Exactly.
Super cool, super cool. Okay, so I do want to rehash just a little bit for those who might be just joining us right now. It's Racing Adventures Unlimited. You help local nonprofits, is probably most of them, to raise money through mainly 5Ks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if someone is like, man, I love the idea of running, I love the idea of bringing community together this way, of course, raising money for a worthy cause, they can just get together with you, and you can organize it, but the permitting, making sure there's police presence, making sure it's safe. I guess the other thing would be things just like bibs and timing and all those kind of things, right?
Right. So we started out, we put this is about 34 years ago that we started our the Race Adventures, and how we started that, we were all in the restaurant, but there's 3 of us together.
Okay.
And we were all in the restaurant business, and we decided we'd do a fundraiser for the Restaurant Association.
Interesting.
And there was somebody from the Junior League there.
Uh-huh.
And they immediately after the event asked, can you do this? Help us do this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we started. And so race directing and timing at the same time. And so I get the opportunity every now and then just to time, and that's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to worry about anything. I just show up and time the event. But anyway, so that's how it just built. One did it for one organization, then somebody else asked us, and then somebody else, and the next thing you know, we're doing 60 events a year. So.
And Race Adventures Unlimited, is that like a national movement, or is that just here in El Paso?
That's just us. That's us.
Okay.
That's us.
All right. And you do, again, El Paso, Las Cruces, Cloudcroft, Ruidoso, Alamogordo. Am I missing any location?
No. Well, we went to Catron County, New Mexico.
I don't know where that is.
It's about 45 minutes west of...
Well, if that's already our directions, we know.
I had to go. I was driving to Albuquerque, and you get to what's the name of that town that's just south of Albuquerque?
Belen,
and then a little bit further south.
Okay, Socorro.
Yeah. Socorro, yeah. You get to Socorro, take a left, and drive for 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and there's a little town there. It's just past Pie Town, and we did a 5K up there last year. So
super cool. So essentially, you could organize a race really anywhere in Texas or New Mexico.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Right.
Give it a shot. We've done them.
Right.
We've done them.
Okay, so we have the bibs. We have you have a big arch there for the start and finish lines.
Yeah. We've got all the equipment, all the equipment you need to put on a race, and so we even rent some of that stuff out every now and then. Somebody will want to do a fun walk. They just get a group of people together. They'll rent our arch and sound system or whatever. So we're available.
And you did a 5K recently, am I right to say, with Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
Correct, yeah. It was our second year this year, and
Okay.
we were able to grow it a little bit, and I hope to do it again and grow it even more.
Excellent.
So,
all right. And for someone who's really so well connected to the community, so many organizations, so many nonprofits, churches, et cetera, and you're kind of creating all these relationships through running, if you could pray one prayer for El Paso, what would that prayer be?
Wow. That we'd all, our eyes would be open to how God has blessed this community with a sense of family and with wonderful weather, and I think that would be it. Is that it's a small, big town, and we have an opportunity to reach out to one another and create more community.
Yeah.
And I pray that our eyes would be open to that, and we would not shy away from that. I am so blessed to almost every race I do, I am able to pray beforehand, and people respond in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I pray that we'd recognize we have that freedom, and that we should take advantage of that freedom to further the gospel here in El Paso, because there's places where we can't do that.
Right. Love that so much. Mike, I've so enjoyed this conversation. A big part of why we do this program is really our hope is that our listeners will become even more involved in the community. You're someone, you're up to your eyeballs in community. So we pray that God would bless you on that. I hope that maybe a nonprofit or two that's listening will consider becoming a part of or doing a 5K, a fundraiser, whatever the case would be. The website is raceadventuresunlimited.com. I also love the idea of where a nonprofit can man a drink station, water station during the El Paso Marathon. So let's get some churches and nonprofits manning some water stations in the next El Paso Marathon. That'd be so cool to see.
Well, Calvary Chapel West did one.
Okay.
About 17 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, and they brought a flatbed out and had a band. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways for us to share our faith. And in these events, and my prayer is that we be a little bit more active in doing that.
Love that so much. Mike, thank you for coming in
Thank you for having me.
As we always say, let's learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
Amen.
This has been 915 Talk. You have been listening to 915 Talk, a production of Desert Voice Media. To listen to this or any previous edition of 915 Talk, just visit desertvoice.media and click on the 915 Talk link. Let's continue to learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
Hi, I'm Johnny Erickson Tata. And when you're bored, you can take it to God, or you can switch on your favorites playlist. When you're depressed, you can run to the Lord, or you can run to the refrigerator. When you're working, you can ask Jesus for his guidance, or become frantic about deadlines. When you're between flights at the airport, you can spend a few minutes in prayer, or get absorbed on Facebook. All of us by nature are worshipers. The question is, do we worship God or the idols of our preference? We're either doing one or the other. Eventually, however, we will find out that idols are utterly useless when we're facing the major issues of life. In 1 John